of magic lamps and genies. Hi friends, have you ever wanted to be the most popular child in class? Have you ever felt left out? Today we will meet one such boy. Put your hands together for Huckleberry Finn. Huck, as he is lovingly called, is the son of a poor drunkard. He does not have proper house and wears clothes that he gets from others. He is a misfit who tries hard to show that he does not care. As a result, he comes out as an unruly boy whom other kids want to imitate and mothers want to avoid. Here comes Tom Sawyer. Tom is a mischievous boy who has an imagination which does not stop at anything. He keeps plundering lands and killing enemies in his imaginary world. He has a group of friends who follow his orders. Tom and his gang have invented this robbery game where they raid the carts full of garden produce and then run happily to their cave to talk about all the things they could have plundered. One day, Tom sends a boy running around town to collect the gang for a meeting. Tom has news. The next day, a whole parcel of Spanish merchants and rich Arabs was going to camp in Cave Hollow. They have 200 elephants, 600 camels and over 1,000 mules, all loaded with diamonds. And they have only 400 soldiers as guards. The boys waited in ambush, ready to loot and plunder. Huck was also a part of the group, but to Huck's surprise, there were no Spanish merchants and rich Arabs, just a Sunday school picnic. That too of primary school children. However, the plan was to loot, and that is what they did. They charged like wild, drove the children away. And what did they get in return? A few donuts, some jam, a rag doll, a hymn book, and a tract. Huck realized that all of it was a story right out of Tom's imagination. He tells Tom that it is all his imagination and there are no merchants and Arabs. Tom calls him a stupid fellow. He said that the enemies are magicians. There were merchants and Arabs, but they have been turned into school children because the enemies know that we are here. It is all an enchantment. Tom tells him of how magicians have genies who are as tall as trees and big and round like churches. These genies can do anything for their masters. Huck is curious now to know how this genie appears, to which Tom tells him that he can get one by rubbing a lamp or an iron ring hard. Tom goes on to describe how genies build palaces and fetch princesses from China at the drop of a hat. Huck does not understand why the genie works for others when he himself can keep everything. Tom gets annoyed because Huck does not understand that the genie follows orders. He cannot do anything by himself or for himself. After a few days, Huck decides to try his luck. He goes to the forest with an old tin lamp and an iron ring. He rubs and rubs the lamp as well as the ring. But nothing happens. Huck realized that this too is one of Tom's imaginary stories. Huck tries hard to believe Tom and his stories. He wants to be like the other boys who follow Tom blindly. He wants to be normal like the others. But in the end, he just cannot seem to fit.